What is good? Let me know if the music is appropriate volume or not. I might want to turn that down actually. Yeah, I'm going to turn that down. Oh god, this is like a party dance mix, huh? Alright, let me check. Here we go. We'll get going on his highlights here in a bit. How you guys doing? Give another minute or two. I'm starting. Okay, thank you, Cade. Cade Sawinski. It's a Polish last name if I've ever seen one. I should make the chat a little bigger, don't you think? Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's like dance music, man. What is this, junior season? All right, we'll start with his junior year, and then we'll go to his senior year. Welcome anyone joining. We're just giving a minute here. I just sent the tweet out, so give people another minute or two to join. Thoughts on the Dudek situation. So I just had a tweet about this. Let's see. Here, I'll bring up my tweet for the live, my live thoughts about it. All right. So yeah, I'm not really sure why people are like dunking on him. I know he has like a complicated relationship with fans, right? But he did have 2 top 10 classes in 2019, 2021. 1 top 15 class in 2020. And the 18 class, despite being number 22 overall, is vastly outperformed the 2017 class, which was a top 5 class. So the 17 class was the final class before Dudek was brought in, and that class simply hasn't performed, right? And 17 transfers with Phil Paella, right? Is that how you pronounce his name? That guy I've never seen him, but he transferred today or put his name in the portal. So that's 17 transfers from the 17 class. I mean, I know every program has transfers, but you know, at least we haven't seen that. And the 18 class, you could argue, is one of the most valuable classes of this team right now. So I don't know. I know Dudek hasn't had the best relationship with fans overall, so maybe that's part of it, but I don't think it's the worst thing. So I'll say this, like, I think it's always good to have fresh blood, get new, Michigan's going fresh blood across the board. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I do like Courtney Morgan. We'll see though, we'll see. Michigan's doing like a full sale replacement, right? And now it's going into the recruiting profile as well. So if he fits better with the staff, that's, who am I to say? But I just don't think Dudek was like necessarily the problem, but if there's a relationships amongst the staff, just new blood, switch it up. If it's the right time for Courtney Morgan, I'm all aboard. Okay, guys, we're gonna get going here. So yeah, I don't really have a plan for this. If you haven't seen, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. If you haven't seen the first part of this episode of Freshman Feature, this released today. This is just the actual episode. So this was released this morning, and this is where I go through his high school stats, rankings, offers, recruitment, scouting, everything there. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out after this one. But today, right now, we're going over his film. Okay. So let's go over his film. One more thing, Jake Rahman. People are dunking on Dudek because multiple reputable recruiting beat writers have clowned Michigan's recruiting department for being disorganized. I mean, cornerback, maybe not the best talent. Defensive tackle, maybe Michigan was settling, right? That could be an argument. Top 10 classes, but not top 5 classes. I would argue it's hard to do that if you're not winning, but I think we could have these arguments all day. I don't think it's a bad thing to bring him in, and his relationship with the fans isn't the best look. So think there are lots of reasons to say it wasn't like the worst departure, right? But I don't think it was like necessarily the worst. He was the worst thing in the program at the time, right? But we can talk about that at the end. All right, let's go over Donovan Edwards here. All right, Donovan Edwards, for those of you who do not know the man, like I said, watch that video. I have all the information there about him, but 5'11", 190, just outside of 5-star territory, 41 overall. This is his junior season highlights. So I didn't cut these up. These are straight from Huddle. I'm just going to react to this. So right away, and I'm going to be going like back and forth between that. So this is his first highlights. Most of these guys put their best highlights right away. So the thing I like most about his film is his one cut, and he accelerates through his cuts so fast. And that's something that Karan Higdon in person, Karan Higdon, as soon as he would get out of his cut, he would just go. And that's what I loved about Karan Higdon. That's something that Donovan Edwards, I think, brings a lot of skill. So like you can see at this play, this first play, one cut right there, and then through contact, he's able to get back that acceleration up to his top speed. And his top speed, I mentioned in my video today, not like elite level, but plenty to get the job done, right? He played a lot of wildcat quarterback. So you can see here with a stiff arm. With these reverse field plays, it's kind of hard to judge, right? Because that's not really like a traditional play. It just shows his overall athleticism, I think. So, he's got good speed. He's just a very complete back. And he has lots of things that he can do well. Maybe not everything is, at an elite level, but that shows good patience on that one. So I like to see that. And then he shows off the speed at the end there. Here we go. Ooh, he's blocking on this one. Yeah, he has to refine his blocking technique a little bit there, right? Like he lowers his shoulder there, which is good. Like you like right here, you see he kind of loads up. So I like to see that more from just a willingness standpoint, that he's willing to block, rather than like the technique, right? The technique will come. It's just a matter of his willingness. And then he has good hands, right? And for this sort of stuff, I don't really care about the routes as much. Like routes you can teach. He has good get off at the line of scrimmage. That's just a simple post route, but he has good hands, right? He looks very natural catching the ball in stride. And that's what's most important to me, is his ability to catch in stride, run, and good hands, right? That's more important than routes for a running back overall. Think of just like screen passes, different things like that. There, ooh, good run. And this is one thing that was brought up in his recruiting profile quite a bit. He can like bowl people over if he has to, right? He's usually like a one-cut guy, but man, again, right there. Watch just right through the hole here. Right there. He gets into like a different gear once he decides, right? And you're going to see this outside linebacker. I think he's probably watching this outside linebacker. Hold on, let me switch colors for the defense. This outside linebacker is going to commit to the outside, and he's going to notice that. He's going to put a foot in the ground and just really accelerate. And this is like, I don't know what to call it, like a like eyebrow raising moment, or like the like offer moment where it's like, wow, that's something that he does that's pretty special, that makes him a high level athlete. And it's his ability to accelerate off of that foot in the ground, and he really hits another gear there, right? Can you see that? And that's just something that like puts him to that next level, right? Boom. And he just punishes that outside linebacker for committing, and bowls over a guy, and again gets back to his top speed quickly. Andrew Decker, yeah, some runs that he pulls away the entire time. He might not be top speed fast, but he doesn't start to decelerate early either. No, I mean, when I say not elite, I just mean he's not like low 4.4s. He may be like 4.55, something like that. But I mean, that's plenty for a running back, right? You don't need to be a 4.4 guy to be a really good running back. And, that's just a good wildcat around the corner. And I like to see a mix of this, right? A guy who can bounce to the outside, but do a lot of work between the hashes. You need to see patience. You need to see vision. You need to see him working between the hashes. And again, there, it's the ability to get to his top speed. And, he's faster than Karan Higdon, but that was another thing. Karan Higdon was able to get back to his top speed really well. And acceleration is way more important to me on a running back than the true top end speed, because whether it's contact, whether, you're waiting for a hold to develop, that acceleration to get to your top speed, that's everything. Here, a little misdirection. This one is just pure speed. So it's a good, it's good athleticism for him to be able to take the correct angle and kind of pull that around the corner. Takes good strength to get there. Here he is wide out. Again, we can't really see the route. But again, catching in stride right over the shoulder. That's good that he has the ability to do that comfortably. I really don't like this music. There, good cut, right? Good bounce. Showing a little patience there. This camera work, gonna throw up. But he has elusiveness, right? He's not like the most shifty guy. Hold on 1 second. I'm actually gonna make this chat a little bit smaller just so it doesn't get too much in the way here. Okay. But like he has some wiggle, right? It's just not his bread and butter. Like it's just not his thing, right? He's better right there. Patience, good vision. Okay, let me go back. I haven't really like watched too in depth here, but he's reading the blocks in front of him. Okay, so he's waiting for the play to develop. He's waiting. So he's got this guy blocking here, right? This guy blocking here. He's going to be following this guy, right? He's waiting for this guy to commit. This block is going to be here. He's probably, yeah, it looks like he's just keeping an eye here to follow this block and hit that hole, right? So boom, he notices that. Notice the little hop there to get his ankles away. You can see this backside defender here. He's diving for him. So he's able to do some high knees there, get his legs out, and just subtle things, right? Really good block too, downfield. So he does a lot of like little things really well that I think maybe go unnoticed. And he can, be a punt return. Dreadful punt. Cool blue field though. Good little hesitation move. Flag on the play, though. Yeah, nothing too special on that play, but he's got versatility. I don't think he'll actually be a punt returner for Michigan moving forward, but it's good to have a guy who has that versatility. Again, good cut. Again, right off of that cut, able to get back to his top speed. That's really good. That's what you want to see. And then another thing to keep in mind while you're watching this, try to see areas when we get to a senior film where he really improved, right? And this is a nice play. This is a nice play just because it shows his capability and comfortability making good vision reads here, right? He notices right here. He probably could have continued along this path, right? But he does a good job making the initial cut here, and then he cuts again to the outside here. And just that comfortability to make multiple cuts through the hole and, again, get back to that top speed shows he's done that a lot, right? He's trained for those scenarios, and he doesn't just rely on one aspect of his skill set. Here he is on another post route. Good job adjusting there. Flag on the play again. Game winner, apparently. Able to catch a touchdown pass. That's all good. But yeah, man, again, it's hard to see anything that he's like, ooh, good little stiff arm there. And something that I think is hard to kind of see on film, but watch his left arm. Okay, he's going to kind of ward off this guy with his left arm here. Right there, right? It's not necessarily a stiff arm, but it's kind of like a chop down. And that's just something that makes him hard to it's hard for guys to really get a clean look on him, right? Even on runs later on in his film where he does get tackled, it doesn't look easy, right? And that's because he's maneuvering his body in a way that doesn't give people clear looks into how to tackle him most of the time. So that's always good to see. And then, yeah, again, he was utilized all over the place. Wildcat quarterback, wide receiver. Here, good patience. Man, makes 12 guys miss. This is against Belleville, so runs out of bounds there. But, again, he can be shifty. It's just not his, his go-to. Here, breaks a few tackles. I think that's just him churning out some yards. So, he's a guy who I would expect to almost always fall forward, right? He has just good power behind him as well. So this film may not pop out to you, right? I feel like Charbonnet's maybe popped out a little bit more, but there's just so many things that he does well, right? He's just crafted into an extremely good running back. So his floor, I think, is what warrants him a really high 4-star, right? There's no real deficiencies in his game that you can really find. Good throw. Okay, let's shift over here to his senior film. Well, we'll watch this punt return. And that's another thing. Like some guys, you'll only see like 5-6 minutes. This is like 8 minutes. His senior film was like 11 minutes, I think. And most of these are like, pretty good plays. So that's also good to see. Great cut there. All right, let's shift to his senior year film. Yeah, 11 minutes here. And remember his stats. This was in a YouTube comment. His stats weren't as gaudy his senior year compared to his junior year. That's because he played 3 less games. So it's something you got to consider when comparing his stats between years. Ooh, this angle is not the best. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Hart does with the running back room this year. It'll be interesting to see the makeup of the carries. Good job. Yeah, I love his ability in the screen game. I think he could be a really good screen running back. Here, well, I swear this is the film, not my computer. I don't know what that is. There's just an example of his speed. The flag on the play. I bet his speed improved a little bit from his junior to senior year. But everything I read up on him, he was pretty much like college ready by his sophomore year of high school. So he's a guy who's been like ready to come in, right? So I don't think he'll be sitting on the bench for too long. This is a great clip. A little bit of early celebration here. What was I gonna say? Yeah, watch his patience, man. Again, right there, right? He does a little stutter step, so he's waiting, right there. Like, watch his acceleration out of this cut, right? He's pretty much like not moving or moving, like, he's just waiting. So it's like 50%, and then boom, just 1 cut, 2 cut, and gets to his top speed so quickly. And that's like, that's everything as a running back. So I feel like a broken record, but he's showing it time and time again. Good patience there. That's an impressive clip, right? This might be like one of his most impressive ones, even though it's like a shorter touchdown, but he's able to like very easily get over alignment and then just trucks a dude, right? Like to be able to keep his momentum here, keep his balance right there, and then truck a dude and then bowl his way into the end zone like with 3 guys, like that's pretty good. Here he is, Wildcat quarterback. There, again. Like, it may not run away from everybody, but like that's, like, he can, like, with the right angle, like, high 4.4s, mid 4.5s or so. Like, that'll be plenty for his skill set. There, good vision. Oh, I love this view, too. Like, right, like, oh. This is the best view for like, yeah, it's just a good cut, right? And like he does a really good job setting up here, right? So what I mean by setup is he's going to take a hard step here. He's going to take a hard step here, and then he's going to cut through this hole. So watch his right leg here. Yeah, and this is Division I. So, like, when I say speed, like, isn't, his best thing or anything like that, he's still, like, he's got plenty of speed, okay? It's just not elite. It will take, like, linebackers will not catch him unless you're Devin Bush. But linebackers will not catch him. And this is why in my other video of analysis of him, I want to scheme him specifically against linebackers in coverage. If I can get a matchup of Donovan Edwards against a linebacker in a pass or like a swing pass, good luck, right? But right there, see that step? Again, watch his right leg right there. He gets so much speed off of that, and that makes it a really tough job for this guy, right? This step right here, it's looking like he has to account for that. It keeps these guys here for an extra beat. But watch this guy. I bet he goes out this way, and that gives enough room for 56 here. I could be off. Yeah, I mean, the guy took 1 extra step that way, right? and he's just late getting over there, and good night. So that's it. He does a good job of like a lot of these little things, like the arm bar, the setup step to get the safety to bite. Good patience there, working through contact. It's just a lot of little things. Yeah, and I'll tell you this, P. Church. Give me a guy who's a complete running back with like 4.5 speed. I'll take that over a 4.39 burner or something like that who doesn't know how to, doesn't have the vision, doesn't have the balance, doesn't have the power. Like, I'll take a guy like this. You sacrifice a little speed for the rest that he brings, and if you're creating a player of his caliber in like NCAA football, he's at like maybe an 85 in everything, but you'll take that over a guy with 95 speed and no skills elsewhere, right? You'll just do that. Yeah, he just has good vision, right? And he puts himself in a really good position to, like, it's not just one cut and he's just gone from everybody. He makes a couple like really smart cuts, like really small adjustments, and he's able to maintain his speed through that. There, he makes that play look pretty easy, right? He hurdled just like the offensive line there, and able to run in pretty easily. So, I think the one thing that Charbonnet had over him was the pass protection. We just didn't see that a whole lot. So it's rare for a true freshman to have that ability right away. So you may not be able to put him in on third downs as reliably. But that's not what you need from him this year. So that might be the one skill, just because we don't see it as much, and it's just so hard for true freshman running backs. Again, good job there, fighting through. Here, again, another punt return. And these are just things that I like, right? Because West Bloomfield, maybe not the most talent, but plenty of talent. And to have him back there as the punt returner, that just shows a high level of athleticism. I think it's smart for them to have him back there. But it also shows good hands, right? His ability to receive punts. That will translate really well for his receiving ability. We already have plenty of film on his receiving ability. I mean, right there, right? That's pretty good. But add in the punt return ability. They trust his hands, right? That's something you don't put a guy back there unless you really trust his hands. So that bodes well for his ability out of the backfield catching passes. Wildcat quarterback again, fighting through contact. Again, a lot of these guys, again, it's just like he's able to accelerate through the contact, and that's really good. I think he probably dives over the pile here, if I remember this one. Yeah. Yeah, again, from like wide receiver, I'm not really watching his routes too much. It's just simple wheel route, but it's more of his hands, right? Can he go up and get it? That one was, pretty rudimentary. But, can he catch over the shoulder? He showed that ability. Can he extend his hands away from the body and catch those? Wow, he obliterated that guy. Those are the things that I really look for a running back. What does his hands look like? They're good speed to get to the corner. Good job there. Elric, I wouldn't say that. Going as far as like saying this guy's going to be like All-American, whatever like that. Like that's just there's too many factors to account for anything like that. But I mean, his floor is really high, right? That's what I'm gonna say. His floor is extremely high. And knock on wood that like I haven't seen any that was a good throw. Any like injury issues with him, knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood for all of us. But that's also good, right? He's not a guy that, at least not that I know of, that was banged up or had consistent issues coming in. So that's good. He'll be healthy. So yeah, I think he'll get like probably 3 to 5 carries this season, just because I really like Haskins. I really like Corum. I think he's plenty talented to get a lot more run than that. They just need to find the right sets for him, right? How does he do in pass protection? That'll depend on, like, that'll have a lot of weight on how much playing time he truly gets. But his threat out of the backfield as a wide receiver, catching passes, he's just an offensive weapon, and teams will have to account for that. Do a locker room sometime. I don't know, man. I like YouTube. I like being able to like see your guys' comments, right? Locker room is just like I'm just talking to a room, you know. I don't know. I like seeing your guys' chats and having things on the screen to type out and stuff like that. I kind of like that more. I'm gonna shift this chat up a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, Blake Corum's really good, man. I did an episode on him last year, and I was like ranting and raving about Blake Corum. Really, really liked what I saw. And everyone was like down on Blake Corum because of his size. And I was like, what are you guys watching? Hold on, I'm going to pause this. What was Blake Corum's overall like ranking? I think he was like just inside the top 100 or something. He was 129, Blake Corum was. That's insane. He's at the same level of Donovan Edwards in terms of skill set. 100%. Sure, he's a little bit smaller, but like, man, if you watch Blake Corum and you were telling me he's the 129th overall, number 12 running back, I would have called you crazy. And I really like Charbonnet. I still think Charbonnet will do really great things. I just think he was mismanaged, and it was just too crowded of a room overall at Michigan. I just do. But Michigan's running back recruiting has been really, really good despite not really producing top level in that regard. Here we just got like goal line touchdowns. But yeah, man, Blake Corum's really, really good. Donovan Edwards, it's a stacked room. And Haskins, not enough people talk about him because he's just super dependable. And he like always falls forward. And that's something I do like if you're always falling forward, that's a really important aspect of being a running back. And, we'll see. I do think because of how talented West Bloomfield was, he did have a lot of advantages, Donovan Edwards did, at, of having good offensive line, having good talent around him. But there's still enough, right? This isn't like a Ty Isaac situation where he's just running away from everybody. He's still showing. I ran Bro's helmet off. He's still running through people, right? You're still seeing him be physical, and you need to see a good mix of that between the tackles, right there, pulling over a guy into the end zone, and you just need to see that, and you need to see that often, and Donovan Edwards has plenty of that. So that assuages any fears I have about like any sort of bust potential with him. I don't see that. Yeah, and I believe 24/7's comparison for him was Alvin Kamara. And at first I was like, holy crap, that's a very lofty comparison. But, I mean, you look at their profiles and they're very similar. Both extremely good receiving running backs, both around the same size, 5'10 versus 5'11. Both guys not the top end speed, right? Alvin Kamara, I think, ran like a 4.53 at the combine. I think Donovan Edwards is definitely within that range. And just guys that maybe don't necessarily flash, but do a lot of the little things well. And I know, obviously, Alvin Kamara is one of the best in the league right now. But if you look just strictly at the profile, right? I'm not declaring Donovan Edwards is going to be that level, but they have very similar profiles. And out of high school, they were ranked in the same exact area. 41 overall for Donovan Edwards, 42 overall for Kamara. So you look at all of those things, and it's like, yeah, those profiles match up pretty well. Good footwork here on this broken play. Good job there. And I don't know. Sometimes I like to see guys like, stay out of bounds, stay in bounds and try to like truck people, right? But in like a grander sense, it's like, all right, protect your body, right? You're not going to get it all on one play, especially in D1. Like, no need to beat yourself up, right? Take the win where you can, and just go from there, right? So, not too beat up about it. Okay, any other questions, guys? Do another like 10 minutes here. Again, check out the channel. I'm actually just going to post the link in the chat here to go ahead. I go over all the stats and everything else to know about him. And then every Monday and Wednesday, I'm going to be doing these. So on Twitter and then on the community tab, I'm going to be having polls for who you guys want to see next. So right after this, I'm going to post a poll both on the community tab and the Twitters for who you guys want to see next. So definitely let me know there, and I'm going to start scoping out those scripts tonight. Young man, old soul radio. I'm going to assume that was any scenario where Donovan becomes starter, say mid-season. I ask because I don't think Harbaugh is the best man plays approach. Could debate you on that aspect. I think that's a hot topic for sure. Is there a scenario? You would need an injury. That's it. If Haskins or Corum goes down, I think that's kind of the only way that you see Edwards get enough playing time to establish himself, right? For now, I only see him kind of rotating in and giving some relief to the other running backs. You need a third running back. Like, you just do, right? A guy who you can deploy out there often enough. But yeah, unless there's like an injury, I don't really see there being a scenario where he takes over the starting role unless he's, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I could be. But I think this is Blake Corum's year to really break out. I think Hassan Haskins will continue to be a really steady presence. But I mean, I like them all in the room, and I think Corum has one of the highest ceilings as a college running back of the running backs in the room. I think Edwards has probably the best pro potential. Over under on Haskins running for 1,000 yards this season. That's a great question as well. I'm going to say under. Under mainly because Blake Corum exists, right? If I wasn't so high on Blake Corum, I would say possibly over. But just because of how much I think they'll split duties, we'll see. But yeah, I would say under. But I do like Haskins. People sleep on Haskins quite a bit. Such a great get from the 2018 class, right? Let me look up his... What was he? He was like 900th overall, I think, right? Yeah, 975, just inside the top 1,000. So to get that level of production from him already, such a huge hit. He was like that's crazy for him to be 975. I mean, look at his offers, right? So that was a great scout to get this guy with these offers. Really good. Xavier Worthy. You want me to cover him next? It'll be weird. There's Malachi McKinney, Xavier Worthy to Texas rumors. Where are those rumors coming from? I don't know where those rumors are coming from. I'm not going to Google it, but let me see who we got. I'm going to put El Hadi. Junior Colson would be a really good one. Joel Anthony, he got a lot of spring buzz. Could put him on there. I think, again, Tavier Dunlap. I haven't talked about him, but he's another guy in the room who's very similar to Hassan Haskins. If you want to say, like, kind of stature and what, like, kind of expectations are for him. Verified 40 a little bit slower, but again, Hassan Haskins probably around the same speed. You saw it on Twitter. Oh boy, you can see lots of things on Twitter, Malachi. I don't know. I mean, if Xavier Worthy, if he really had that close of a relationship with Giles Jackson, I mean, you could see it, right? Like, you never know. But okay. All right. That's it. I'll be doing this again. Yeah, Junior Colson's really good. I'm out, bro. Thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm going to do this. I'm trying to stay consistent, 8:30 Monday and Wednesdays, as well as the full episode. So if you haven't checked the full video on Donovan Edwards, check that out. Subscribe to the channel, all those good things. And then, yeah, make sure you contribute to the polls so I know who you guys want to see for the next couple episodes. But besides that, thank you guys for watching.